Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 16 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 3. We're going to the final area of the game, which is a pretty well hidden area to be honest, Archdragon Peak. We need to go to Irithyll Dungeon to go and do that. We now have the gesture that we need from earlier on, so we can go and do that now. Hopefully you're nearly done with farming. I just need 3 sunlight medals. The way I've been doing it is just when I'm kind of editing these videos together, I just kind of leave the PlayStation on, and if I get invited into somebody's game to help them with a boss, then I'll do it that way. So that's why it's a bit slower. You can also use the other farming place that I showed you as well at Lothric Night. But for ease, I'm just doing it online. So these will definitely be done by the next video, and you should be as well. Hopefully you're pretty up to date. I mean, this is why we've left this area until last, because it does arguably have the hardest boss in the game. So we're nice and tanky. You can't see my health bar, but it's about where the S is on Soul. It's quite long. But unfortunately I can't move that out of the way. It'd be blocking other information on the screen. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it. So we're going to go to Irithyll Dungeon and go straight to Archdragon Peak from here. 2 bosses in this area. One is kind of a gimmick boss, nice and quick, kind of. And then there's going to be Nameless King as well, who does have quite the reputation. But at this point, because we are so tanky, we've been doing so much farming and what have you, you should have quite a lot of health, quite a lot of power. We should be good to go. And he honestly isn't as bad. Like I've said in previous videos, I've always struggled more with the Dancer than I had with Nameless King. So yeah, we'll get there. So what we're doing here is obviously we're back here with these jailers, which is quite annoying. And then we're going to go and drop down, so down to lower 2. So if you remember, referencing the dungeon, side 2, lower tier. This gate should be open because we did open it, and then we can use this lift here to get down to the lower part of the jail. So the room just before, so yeah, we're just before the room with all of the jailers in. We took this lift down. We're going to be outside briefly, and then we're going to use the dragon gesture that we got after the Consumed King. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. So you may remember this part here. That's Archdragon Peak over there. So if you go to your gestures using the left side of the touchpad or whatever you're on, I'm not sure how it works on PC to be honest, and then look for Path of the Dragon, and then do it, and then sit there, and then sit there a bit longer. Don't touch anything, don't get up or anything, just keep sitting there, and there you go. Eventually cutscene will play out and you'll get taken to Archdragon Peak. So that's it, here we are. As an area, I don't really care for this part. It's probably the worst part of the game. Maybe it's because of the enemies here as well, I don't know. I don't really care for this part as an area. I do like Nameless King as a boss though. So first thing, just grab that there. You will get the trophy Archdragon Peak as you come into the area for the first time. Yeah, so the majority, if no all of the enemies are these kind of snake people, whatever they are. They're quite annoying. There are larger versions of them as well. Lightning Gem, make sure to do that. The next video will be the cleanup video of playthrough 1. We're going to be doing the last boss. We're going to be doing, obviously, cleanups. Make sure we've got everything. The list will be up by the next video, so you can tick everything off, make sure you've got everything. And if you haven't got anything, it will tell you on the list on the website where to look for it. There'll be a link in the description of every video once the list is up, so you can have a look and make sure everything's done, because New Game Plus is going to be pretty quick with regards to how long this was. So in comparison, yeah, we'll be doing 2 endings, final boss and clean up in the next video. So yeah, these guys kind of use this rock. You get some of them have the shield. The ones with the shield are actually better because they're just kind of normal enemies at that point. It's the ones with the double kind of daggers that are the worst ones. So he's using that rock for cover so I don't get the pyromancies chucked my way. Nope, nothing dropped. And then the first bonfire is up here. It's quite hard to make out actually, but it is there. There it is. So it's actually a very short area, this place. We're not going to be coming here in New Game Plus, but we will come here in New Game Plus Plus. It'll be the last thing we do is come here and fight Nameless King again. Sorry, it has to happen. honestly, he's not as bad as all that. So I want to get that out of your head. That's a big thing with Dark Souls is the mentality of it's going to be difficult. It's not. I've played more difficult games than Dark Souls games for sure. You just have that reputation. So these big ones, switch to L1 and you should be able to, with a full stamina bar, take them down before they're able to get to you. It's obviously getting that first attack in that can be the problem sometimes. So this one here will drop down on you if you go through the archway. Ancient Dragon Shield there. That is always going to be there. That's not a random drop. Yeah, so he will drop down on you there as you go through there. And we're going to open up the main gate, and then we're going to quickly go to the left-hand side and grab the Lightning Clutch Ring, which does more lightning damage. Nothing we'll ever use, probably. Or, I don't know, you might do with your build. But there you go, Lightning Clutch Ring. So that's where we're heading, up there. Now this boss fight is a gimmicky boss fight. I suppose technically you could treat it as a boss fight and hit it in the legs for, I don't know, thousands of times and kill it. Or you can kill it in one hit by running the area first. So as you go towards here, the Ancient Wyvern is going to appear. Just ignore it. Just run underneath it. I've never actually tried hitting it. You probably could do a little bit of damage. It'd take a long time though. Yeah, just run past it. And just keep running. So you could probably stay in this room, and in fact I would stay in this room, clear it out. Just don't go into the open areas because the dragon will breathe fire and get you. Just don't do what I did. Usually the enemies don't follow this far, or they don't seem to, but there's going to be 2 drop down from here. That's fine, I was expecting those. I was not expecting the others to appear. And also, I was not expecting for this to happen. I've never been parried by one of those. I've never seen this animation. It looks really odd. I don't know whether it's because, like, why was I not connected? I've never been parried. I didn't even know they could parry you. But yeah, watch out for these ones. So these are the double dagger ones. These are the more dangerous. For the flurry of attacks that they do more than anything. But I did not know they could parry you. I've been through here so many times. So watch out for them. There, clean them up. So we are still in the boss fight. You can see the bar, the health bar there at the bottom. Just take it slow. You can see they're hiding everywhere as well. No, got away from me. He's parrying again. I don't know. I could see it just as at the last moment. There we go. That's the better animation. Now it makes sense. Ah, watch out for that attack as well. Okay, now don't run up to the off the bridge just yet to the right hand side. Do not do that. Come this way instead. And there's going to be a big one with an axe up here. Don't go too far forward. Don't go to about where that item is. You can see just past that wall. There's a kind of a weapon sticking out. There's another one hiding behind there. That was a bad dodge. Yeah, so double-handed on these. Just look for that opening, which is there, and you should be easily be able to get rid of them. And then, yeah, watch out for him with the item there. Backstabs are very satisfying on these ones. Titanite Chunks, we don't need those anymore, and we are going to be able to purchase those soon. We will be getting some more ashes. You'll be able to purchase chunks and go crazy with your upgrades if you want. Upgrade as much as you like. Yeah, watch out for him across the way. Like the other guy will do a similar thing the other way as well. That's why we've come up here. Now, there is going to be one. They can't reach you here with the pyromancy. About here is where it kind of stops. They can't reach any further. And you can rush this bit and try and get up the ladder, which you'll see afterwards, but it's probably best not to. Now this guy is infuriatingly difficult if you don't know how to handle him. But again, just get underneath L1 and just kill him as quickly as possible. Now you saw he threw the axe on the chain. if you're in front of him, attacking him as the axe goes past you, as he draws it back, it will hit you then as well. It goes through walls. It's unbelievably annoying that if you let it. So get underneath him and L1 until he's dead. So the dragon is coming back into play there. You saw the fire explosion behind me. Usually this one doesn't follow you up the stairs. I've got a few of them follow me that don't usually follow me. He usually doesn't come running up. He'll just be casting from over there usually, which is fine. Anyway, don't worry, the dragon can't get you when you stood here, so that's why I ran past. Or the wyvern, it's not a dragon, is it? It's not got 4 legs. And down here. I'm just going to go up here, get some Twinkling Titanite. So the boss fight still hasn't started, really. We just run past it still. Can't get you up here as well, so don't worry. Now the boss fight's going to start. Now I'm trying to fall off the ladder there, trying to go past it. Some of them you can, some of them you can't. So this is where the boss fight starts and ends, really. Wait for the head to go up and then down. Don't drop while the head is up. And then as it goes down, just drop and do a plunging attack. And the ancient wyvern is dead. I'm pretty sure you could defeat it the old-fashioned way. Just hack at the ankles or even use a bow and arrow. But that is obviously the way you're supposed to kill it. It's a gimmick boss. Get rid of it. Out the way, you'll get the trophy there, obviously, and then you'll be teleported to a bonfire as soon as you kill them. So this will automatically happen, and you'll be at this bonfire. So we're not in a different area, we've just kind of moved. It's weird. It's a weird bonfire. Anyway, we're going to run up here quickly, but stick to the right. Do not go to the left. You want to get rid of this kind of summoner, this witch, hag, whatever they are. Look at the neck, head, that is odd. Get rid of him as quickly. What they've done is they've summoned an NPC. You can't quite make him out. He's over there, so that's why I said don't go to the left. He'll summon one of 2 NPCs to come and get you. One with a sword and shield, or Havel. I think it's Havel in this one. I've got the sword and shield guy this time. So what I'm going to do here, going down this lift, and we're right back at the start, like the very start of the area. So you will recognise where I am. There's plenty of, like I just saw that item up above there. There's plenty of Twinkling Titanite and shards and scales and all sorts everywhere. Similar to the previous video, I'm not going crazy picking them all up. We've got more than enough at this point. I've just got everything of importance. That's all you need to know, really. And that's where we're going now. Ember and Dung pies obviously aren't important. So there is an item to the right there you can get if you want. I was hoping they weren't following, but they are really keen on following today. Stay there. It's like Arnold at the beginning of True Lies. One of the 2 dogs. Stay. Oh God, that was bad. Sorry. Anyway, look, trying to fill those gaps of dead air in there. Right, off we go up here and down here. We're going to get a ring, a very well hidden ring, actually. Very well hidden. A couple of embers. Oh God, that was a really bad impression. A couple of embers. Stalk, Dung pie. Obviously, we're not here for that. We're going round here to get the Ring of Steel Protection. This is a ring, if you're struggling with damage, if you seem like you die a lot from damage, yeah, this is a good ring for you. It helps with just physical damage. It helps protect against it, obviously, hence its name. So it can come in helpful with the boss fight, actually, with Nameless King. As will a ring that we will be getting later on, which I will definitely use. So we're just kind of going back the way we just came. This is the boss fight. We just kind of ran past everything. So there is actually a guy to the left here. Still got damage on him from... Yeah, if you were to walk in this area when the Wyvern was alive, it would just blast it with fire. Surprised he's not dead, to be honest. There, just get these on the way up. Like I said, I wasn't getting everything, but apparently I am. Nope, don't go this way. That took a while for me to realise. There you go. I'm going to go exactly the right way. Exactly the same way as we did with the boss fight. So that's why I didn't actually sit at that bonfire as well, because then everything would still be alive. So if you did do that, then you don't need to come this way. You can just go back to the other bonfire and warp. You don't need to bother, because I'm just kind of connecting the area, that's all. And now this door is open up, and we are back where we started, pretty much. So this is the bonfire that we got warped to. It's just through that door ahead of us. Just going to link the area now, show you where every path takes you, basically. There's a new enemy type here. It's like a stone lizard thing. It's like a really big crystal lizard, but stone, basically. They are quite annoying. They do this sort of shove attack, you can see there, and they do a roll, and they also breathe fire as well. Just get rid of them. Just don't be near an edge as well, because they'll knock you off the edge pretty easily, to be honest. So looping back round, we are now at the top. So that NPC is to the left there. You can just kind of see him, kind of, nearly. This is where I killed the person that summoned him here. I'll go through that door in a minute. I'm just going to get the Calamity Ring. So we're going to use for the second time, we will be using it again. The gesture, the way, Path of the Dragon. Way of the Dragons are something completely different. Calamity Ring. So if you are crazy, you can put the Calamity Ring one on, which makes the game harder. So go for it. Obviously I'm not going to put it on though. So I'm going to sit down, because the idea is to move forward at this point. So the summoner will be back. Let's just go and quickly take care of them. Now, the reason you fight him before taking on the NPC is because if you kill the NPC, he'll just summon another one, and you'll just keep looping. So you need to get rid of them first. This doorway here, probably don't bother. Yeah, there's two of them. Completely forgot there's two of them, so away I go. Nope, this was definitely a wrong idea. Or a bad idea. And it's just for scale. I mean, okay. Now, usually what I would try and do is sneak past this NPC, but he follows me now. Usually I just sneak past and drop down, but I guess we're fighting. It does fight very much like a player, this one. So you can be hyper aggressive as well. It's probably best to be on the aggressive side. So try and dodge through their attack. Kind of clip me then, and then just go for it. Go straight through his shield, everything with L1. Break his stamina down and get rid of him. If it's Havel, just run. You'll know Havel. You'll know him when you see him. A big guy, carrying a dragon's tooth. Just ignore him. Or you don't even need to fight that NPC, to be honest. Dragonslayer Spear here. That's Ornstein's weapon if you played Dark Souls 1. Watch out to the left here. They do like to sneak up on you, these ones. Man, he had me that time. Oh, let's circle him round then. So with this area here, if you get past this archway here, this kind of brick wall, you can drop down to the right hand side and ignore these two enemies and get the drop on an enemy, which is going to be a quite annoying one. But I don't do that. Even though I should have. I always forget about it, to be honest. Literally. So So I guess we're doing it the hard way. The ones with the great shields, obviously it's a great shield, are always annoying. I'm trying to draw him this way a bit, because there's 2 more of the dagger ones behind him. Yeah, I was trying to be clever and break through. Ones with a great shield aren't the easiest to break through with this. Their stamina seems to be quite high and their poise. And in this back room there's 2 with daggers, and there's a big one to the right. So there is going to be an easier way. Drop down to the right onto the wooden platforms. Obviously look below you, but drop down to the right. You can miss these 2 and get the drop on the one that's going to attack me from behind in a moment. I don't know why, but I always forget about that platform. I always go and have a look at it afterwards as well and think, oh, I must remember to drop down on there. But it's just one of those things. But I can tell you now, yeah, drop down onto the wooden platform. So you got the big one, and then to the right there's a smaller one. Having them both come at you, there he is, at the same time is not good. As you're going to see me backpedaling quite a lot here. I should have just dropped to the right at that point. I want to get to the small one, but he keeps dropping back. I need to look for that opening. It's not worth trying to run in. Whenever this kind of happens, it's just back away, look for an opening. Don't try and run in. It never ends well. That's kind of an opening. Almost. This is an opening when he breathes fire. That means I can definitely just go at the big one. And the little one goes down as well. Yeah, so that's probably not the best way to do that. I do know what I'm doing, honestly. So here, I'm going to show you. I'll literally remember it when it's too late. Drop down here. You get the drop on the little one. And then you can go straight up the ladder and probably even avoid the big one. There's no need to fight them. In the future, we will be skipping. Or I will be, specifically. At this point, I'm just kind of showing you what to expect. That's where we're taking things a bit slower. So yes, that Thunder Stoneplate ring, that is something I will be wearing for the boss, the upcoming boss. Have lots of lightning attacks, so that's going to help. Crystal Lizard up here, plus a chest to the left. Lots of materials. Right, now at this point, I do a backup save. I would probably do one as well. You can suicide run this bit, and I will. That's what I will end up doing. But if you don't want to, then you're going to have to do a backup save and kind of fight here. So first of all, get rid of these 2. So get rid of the one on the right, and then the one down the stairs. We'll just, if you do it correctly, we'll just do that. But as you walk up here, there's going to be a dragon. You're going to see the shadow. It's basically the ancient wyvern. And you can fight it. If you get underneath it, this is what makes me think you could actually fight the ancient wyvern as well. You can get underneath it, and it's not too bad. If you stay kind of underneath the front of its feet and its neck, it won't get you too much. And if you do the L1 and just keep going at it, it'll jump up occasionally, do some fire, just back away and get underneath it. It's probably the easiest way to kill it. Now, if you really want to cheese it and you really want to kill it, then you can shoot it with an arrow from here, and it will fly away. And it will sit on top of this place over here. Now, the closer you are with an arrow, the more damage you do, or it seems to be that way anyway. I am hitting it, but it's not really doing anything. Because he's 3, I mean, that might take a while. So if you do have an upgraded bow, obviously you'll do more damage as well. Getting closer and closer. Now the only reason you would kill this dragon, this wyvern, is if you want a bunch of scales, Titanite, Twinkling Titanite, and it drops something else as well. It drops a lot of materials basically. You'll pick it up automatically, and you get 50,000 souls. That's the only reason to kill it. Apart from that, just kind of leave it. I was going to see, I just checked here to see if poison arrows have an effect. They do not. You cannot poison a wyvern, apparently. It does more damage, but the poison is not happening. I mean, it just kind of sits there. If you move forward, it will start breathing fire on you. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it in a moment. It can't poison it, just leave it. Unless you want the 50,000 souls, the Twinkling Titanite, the Titanite Scales, and the Titanite Chunks, I think it is. Quite a lot of each. I think there's like 6 of each. Just leave it. You're going to be able to buy the rest of them, buy them all later anyway. So it does breathe fire, which you can kind of run and dodge through. It won't do too much damage to you, at us anyway, because we're quite high with regards to defense. But there are some of those stone things up here, those stone lizards. 4 of them, so try and dodge around them best you can. And just get up here. Once you're up here, you're safe. So we'll just leave him. Another summoner here, so run, run, run. You're going to see it appear here. But we're not going to fight that, don't need to. There's a bell to the left here. Do not ring that bell yet. That is going to summon the Nameless King. So don't do that yet. The whole world will kind of change until you defeat him. So a bit of rest here before we move on. Now, Hawkwood is the guy, so I'm going to summon him here. If his sign is not here, he's the guy who sits on the stairs to the right-hand side. If you're coming from Andre in Firelink Shrine towards the bonfire, he's the guy that sits on the right on the stairs. If he's not there, it's because you haven't exhausted his dialogue. We did do that. We got the Fire and Ring from him and everything, so he should be there. I've not done anything extra apart from talk to him when we did a while back. If he's not, go and speak to him. Exhaust his dialogue and make sure he kind of disappears, and then he will be there to help you out. He is good in this area. We're using him just to clear the area. He cannot be used for the Nameless King fight, unfortunately. There are no summons for the Nameless King fight. It's just you and the Nameless King, or a player. If you can get a player, that'll help. So you can see how frustrating these lizards are. He's knocking you back. What do we get here? Twinkling Titanite ×3. And then Hawkwood's going to decide to get stuck on a ladder, which is fun. So I'm trying to draw in this way a bit. Like, come on, no. No, you committed to that. We're doing that. I do need him up here. Or it's best to have him anyway. So try, if that does happen, just kind of walk away. There we go, until he starts following you. And then we're going to go up the ladder. So this is where the Wyvern was sat the second time. Don't worry, it won't be here. You'll see it fly off. There it goes. So that's why it's kind of... yeah, here he comes. So he is following. You can see there is a dead one here. And the reason for that is Havel over there. So don't move forward just yet. Make sure you got Hawkwood with you. Havel is quite the threat. He has a lot of armor. He has a massive shield. He has a massive weapon. He hits extremely hard, but he is susceptible to backstabs, like most NPCs. So we're using Hawkwood as a distraction, essentially. Now, it's not essential to kill Havel. It really isn't, to be honest. If you want his Greatshield and the Dragon Tooth and a Titanite Slab, which is sat right there, you will need to kill him. He does have a habit of doing this, which is quite annoying, which is basically he's made himself into a rock, and then he's going to go full attack on you. Now's the best kind of time to, while he's not got his shield up, is start using L1. Look for the distraction from Hawkwood and try and get back in. Get as much damage as possible in if you can. He's going to kill Hawkwood as well in a moment. Don't worry if that happens, we will re-summon Hawkwood. If that's the case. I'm trying to get behind him. No, it's not happening. There, so he's killed Hawkwood. It's got a really twisty, like that attack there, it's really, like the tracking on it will follow you all the way around. So just keep circling him until he actually slams on the floor and then attack. So you're going to get his shield, his weapon, and then the Titanite Slab. And now we're going to go and get a miracle. So if you don't need any of that stuff, you can just kind of just drop down here, ignore him altogether. Big drops, make sure you've got some health on you, you're going to lose a lot. And there we go, this is the Great Magic Barrier Miracles. Of course we need that. And of course, don't drop down there. Like I looked, that was wrong. Wrong way to go. It's not much of a problem. It just makes more damage, obviously, dropping down. And I'm back down at the bottom of the stairs. I could have completely avoided by just backtracking slightly to where we dropped off onto initially, and dropping down from there. I'll show you where you would land, and that would be there. So that's where you want to drop back down, not where I just dropped back down. So I'm going to run past this again. I don't want to be fighting extra NPCs if we don't have to. So again, still don't hit that switch. I'm just dodging out of the way in case they're casting behind me. Now to get the summon sign, if Hawkwood does die, to get his summon sign back, you'll have to leave the area. That's what I do briefly. I just go back to Firelink and then come straight back, so you don't need to see that. And then his sign will be back. Hawkwood. So his deal, his story, this is the end of his story. He wants to get a certain something, and we're going to go and help him get there. And he is really strong, and he hits extremely hard, so he's really helpful for this area. Not an area we need to do right now. I'm just showing you where a certain something is. The Twinkling Dragon Torso thing. But we do need to come up here in New Game Plus. Plus will come up here. The ring is for New Game Plus, but we won't get it until New Game Plus Plus. Because we're going to avoid this place in New Game Plus. Because we don't need to come here if we don't have to. We'll be here in New Game Plus Plus anyway. Makes sense? Good. Yeah, he's going to help with these, obviously. There's bigger ones. There's 3 of the bigger ones here. And lots of little ones. Yeah, so he's after the Twinkling Dragon Torso Stone. Which, basically, there's a head, there's a stone, there's all sorts. You put it all together. You turn into a dragon. You have to take all your armor off and you can use it. You turn into a dragon. You're able to breathe fire from a massive dragon head. It basically takes up stamina, so as much stamina you have, you can breathe fire for that long. It looks cool, it's kind of funny, but I've never used it personally. But it's up here if you want to mess around with it. Yeah, we've got one of the ones with the chains again. Get rid of him first. So there will be a ring here in New Game Plus, but again we won't be getting it until Plus Plus. It'll be down here. Watch out for the stone lizard. He will try and knock you off the edge. And I don't know where Hawkwood went, but this that's literally the end of his mission. He just needed to kill those and then walk to the top, to the peak, which you're going to see in a minute. And that was what he was after. He was after that twinkling stone, but he killed himself somehow. There's no more enemies. I don't know what he did. He just rolled off a ledge, I think. I have no idea where he went. Yeah, so the Twinkling Dragon Torso Stone is all the way up here. You'll need to use the Path of the Dragon gesture again to sit down and get it. But after you've done that, that's all there is to see in Archdragon Peak. So that's a pretty cool shot there. That is a big old dragon over there. Or Wyvern. Oh no, does it have... Oh no, it might be a dragon, that one, actually. Because it's got 4 legs. There is a difference, apparently. Okay, now we're ready to actually take on Nameless King. Are you ready for it? Have you heard his reputation? hopefully not. It's not too bad. His fight is split into 2 phases, and you do need to do both if you die. So if you do phase 1, move into phase 2, you'll need to do phase 1 again every time you retry, unfortunately. Phase 1 is really, really easy. So here we go, Nameless King. So we're going to go back up the stairs now and ring the bell. That's going to change the area into sort of a storm mode. Everything's going to be rainy and dark and horrible. But before that, I'm just going to travel back, level up 1 time, I think it is, just to get rid of the souls. Like I need to at this point, really. And we got 206. I'm sure we can afford at least 1. No, maximum of 1, should I say. So where do we go? Health, why not? And then we'll go back and get this thing done. The final boss of the game is okay, it's fine. We'll have summons to help with that, and there's usually quite a few players around as well to help with that one. Now, if you can get a player to help you with this one, if you do have a summon sign down on the floor, obviously use them. It's going to help you out. I'm not going to. I'm going in solo. So ring the bell. The whole world is going to start changing. Everything's going to become dark and stormy. And you're going to be able to walk on the clouds now, which is really cool. So the setup for this one is use the Grass Crest Shield. We don't want the weapon. We're not going to be doing constant flurries of attacks. It's a patience game. So I will use the Karthus Milk Ring still. And then I will switch to the Thunder Stoneplate. Again, we're not going to be doing flurries of attacks. If you don't want the Karthus Milk Ring and you'd rather have the extra damage absorption, put that ring on there. You'll also want some charcoal pine resin, which can be purchased back at Firelink. I couldn't think of it then. And then I'm going to do a backup save. This is basically, I know we're right next to a bonfire, but this is just for me for recording. It's just easier than running back and forth all the time. Quick reload and done. This is not the cleanest fight I do with the name I've ever done. It's actually quite sloppy towards the back end. And I've left it like that. This is actually my first attempt, surprisingly. I was surprised as well. So I'm running in here. The idea is run towards the King of the Storm to start with. He'll go behind you. You may need to roll through that. He will, if he does this attack, roll towards it. I just got tagged there a little bit, and then go for the head. Now the idea of this is do not lock on. Do not lock on. You saw me lock onto the head. That's okay. When you're near the head, you can lock on. If you're not, do not lock on. It will mess your camera up. And just keep going for the head. Eventually you'll hurt it enough to stagger it, get the riposte in, and then get the finish. The first phase is really quick if you do it quickly like that. Just keep going for the head. He might just swing at you with attacks, normal attacks and things like that. Just dodge them. It's very, very self-explanatory, the first bit. As the dragon dies, use the fire paper so you're ready as soon as the fight starts. He will do some sort of a wind attack to start with, and then the most of his attacks are quite delayed in his actual execution. So you may find yourself rolling too early to start with, or not rolling. There's a timing. It's different to most other enemies in the game, his timing. You can see I'm taking a lot of damage here. I was thinking of restarting for a recording, but I thought we'll see how we actually get through this and see if we can get most of his attacks shown. So yeah, he does a lot of the time. He will just do a 1-2 kind of sweep, sometimes a third. You can see me trying to heal through. Obviously, if you chug the Estus in quick succession, it's supposed to heal you. Like here, I'm doing it here. Double drinking, it didn't do it, so that's why I kind of got hit there. But his double attacks just kind of stick to his side. I'm doing it there again. Anyway, we're going to get a bit better now. Just one hit with L1, dodge through, one hit, dodge through, whatever he's doing. One hit, dodge through. That's the kind of rhythm you want to get to. I'm completely losing it. Like I said, it was not the cleanest. The New Game Plus fight will be clean, I promise. But once he starts doing this, that's when you want to go in and get his flurry, a flurry of attacks in, and you should have more than enough damage to stagger him, and then at that point, to finish him. Now what I was thinking of doing, why I'm so slow finishing him then, was, do I restart this? Now that attack he did where he kind of charged up and I had a massive window to attack him, if you are too far away and you can't get to him while he's doing it, unlock, so don't lock onto him and just turn the screen away so you're not looking at him, and the attack won't get you. It's weird, it works, I don't know why. But if he does the slam on the floor, obviously stay to the side of him, and then that's your kind of window. When he does the big charges and the big slams, that's your window attack to attack. Apart from that, you want to be dodging his double attack. Just get one hit in, double attack, one hit kind of thing. Obviously try and do better dodging than I was. It's a terrible example, I do apologise. I've done much cleaner in the past. But then you can see also, by the same token, you don't need to be perfect at the fight. With the level that we're at, the amount of health we have, because of all that farming, it's okay. It's obviously not that bad. That was really messy, and I managed to get through it with like 9 Estus left. So you should be okay. It's practice on the delay in his attacks that's the big thing, really. But like I said, in New Game Plus, we need to do it again. I will need to be almost, well, not almost perfect, but a lot better than that one. So in that video, if it's already up, go and see that video. And that will be a longer fight. So yeah, you'll be able to see more. But he is honestly not as bad as all that. It's getting the dodge timings right. Once you've got that down, you'll be okay. Honestly, he does seem a lot more aggressive than he actually is. There's quite a lot of slow time and attack time with him. But yeah, don't worry, there's no timer. Another thing with Dark Souls bosses is you feel like you need to rush. You honestly don't. You just kind of relax, drop back a bit, get the timings in, and you'll be okay. I mean, you saw how unperfect that one was, and I made it. So yeah, that's it. Just the final boss and cleanup left on this one. So that'll be in the next video. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.